Welcome back to B for Crypto, and yes, Bitcoin is about to break this very important level, the 200 moving average on the weekly chart, and if we're going to see this explosive move towards the upside, we're going to find out which price targets we could reach in the immediate short term, but maybe we're going to see this massive rejection and dump all the way back down, and maybe even see the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Guys, we're going to find out all of that in today's video, but we're also going to look at some very bullish news. And yes, we're going to look at the news of Charlie Munger and his obsession with the China Bitcoin ban, and we're going to find out why this could be bullish. But first of all, I want to thank you all for smashing up the like button and subscribing to my channel. We nearly reached 1000 subscribers. And guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe. And now let's directly start with this content. Welcome back, and I hope you all had a great weekend. And we're going to start on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, because at the moment we can see that the price movement is exactly at the 200 moving average, round about the levels of 25,000 US dollars. So guys, we really need to break this level to see a confirmed breakout over the 200 moving average, and that we could say yes, this overall trend has turned, and we're going to see a massive explosion towards the upside, and maybe even reaching the levels of 35,000 US dollars in the immediate short term after we broke this major resistance that we have round about the levels of 31,000 US dollars. Because yes guys, as we can see, there's not a lot of resistance in between the levels of the 30,000 US dollar level and all the way back down at the 25,000 US dollars. So if we're going to break the 200 moving average with an explosive move towards the upside, we could reach the 30,000 US dollar level in the immediate short term. But guys, we're going to go on the lower time frames. To find out what we could expect in the immediate short term. So on the daily chart for Bitcoin, we could see that we were trading in this broadening wedge, and that Bitcoin broke towards the downside, and we perfectly found support at this downward sloping trend round about the levels of 21,300 US dollars. And then we saw that the price of Bitcoin bounced straight back up into this formation, and now we saw this touch point at the top of this trend line round about the levels of 25,280. And at the moment the price movement of Bitcoin is trying to break these levels, and yes guys, we have to break the level of 25,300 US dollars to really say that we're going to get this confirmed breakout towards the upside, and then Bitcoin has to retest this as support. So this level of 25,300 US dollars is going to be very important for Bitcoin to determine if we're going to see this break towards the upside, or if we're going to get a massive rejection in these areas and then come all the way back down to this horizontal support and maybe even break this level towards the downside. But guys, overall it looks quite bullish. Even if we're going to get a rejection in these areas and come all the way back down to the levels of the 23,700 US dollars, this would still be a higher low for Bitcoin, and we could see that the price movement will bounce from these regions until we're going to get this break of this very important level. So guys, this is going to be the very important level. If we're going to see this break above the 25,300 US dollars, this would be very bullish for Bitcoin. But if we're going to break this horizontal support round about the levels of 22,500 US dollars, we could expect a further dump towards the downside and a bearish continuation of this overall trend. But let's go on the 50-minute chart of Bitcoin to find out what is really going to happen in the immediate short term. And yes, we were seeing this consolidation, the sideways consolidation, round about the levels of 24,500 US dollars, and it looked quite bearish after we saw this massive dump towards the downside and the price movement of Bitcoin saw this V-shaped recovery. But we were not forming a higher high for Bitcoin, so it looked quite bearish in these areas, and we had this fake out towards the downside, but then the price of Bitcoin turned around. And yes guys, we're going to find out why we saw this explosion towards the upside, because yes, this has something to do with the news, and we're going to find out exactly that. But first we're going to zoom in on the price movement. So after we saw this pump towards the upside, we could see this consolidation towards the downside and this dump roundabout to the levels of 24,670, and we can see that yes, this area where we saw this dump was the perfect retest zone of the support that we have round about these levels, because yes, we could see that in this price range we have a lot of support and resistance. So we could expect that yes, we're going to see this consolidation in this area, and at the moment we can see that yes, we're forming this kind of a symmetrical triangle on the 15-minute chart. So if we're going to break out towards the upside, our price target would be exactly the 25,127 US dollars. So guys, if we're going to see this break, we could could expect that yes, Bitcoin will try to break the $25,300. But guys, let's go over to the news to find out why we could see this massive pump towards the upside. And guys, remember, if you want to support this channel, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe and activate the bell so that you always get notified. And let's go over to the news. And yes, Charlie Munger's obsession for the China Bitcoin ban. And yes guys, Charlie Munger is a reptile. He's a lizard, feeding on the economy for over decades. And guys, this is how you look like if you've been sucking on the government's breast for too long. So let's find out what is his obsession. According to Munger, the best way to approach crypto is to follow the examples of China, which put a blanket ban on crypto in September 2021. The Berkshire Hathaway vice chairman stated, "What should the US do after a ban on cryptocurrencies is in place? Well, one more action might make sense. Thank the Chinese communist leader for his splendid example of uncommon sense." And guys, we're going to find out why this is so bullish, because yes, if we go over to the blog, we can read that Hong Kong plans to lift ban on retail crypto trading. And this is just bullish guys, because the regulator is inviting industry experts to weigh in on the new provisions for crypto service providers in Hong Kong, relaxing the ban on trading for retail investors. I mean guys, first we see this news of Charlie Munger being proud of the Chinese communist leader, and then we're getting this BAM! In your face, Charlie Munger. And yes guys, traders may only be able to trade tokens with the largest market cap, and companies may be forced to close if they don't meet the regulatory requirements. But guys, this is bullish guys. This is bullish for Bitcoin. And why guys? Yes, Bitcoin is going to be the next monetary system, and Bitcoin is going to replace the fiat currencies. And yes guys, that's why it's very important to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And guys, if you want to find out more, make sure to smash up the like button and subscribe and activate the bell so that you always stay up to date. And guys, make sure to be for crypto, and if you want to earn passive income, make sure to watch this video exactly now.